Hey there, Norman here from WoCode, and today we're going to be taking a look at the FX background pattern widget. The FX background pattern widget offers an incredibly quick and simple way of adding background patterns to any row, column, or page element. Forget about combing through folders of images to find the perfect background pattern. Simply use the built-in dropdown within the widget loaded with 12 excellent patterns ready to be applied and styled. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the builder here and take a look at how to set this up. Here in the builder, we have our online education template. And I'd like to add the FX background widget to the background of the hero section right at the top of the page to provide a subtle overlay effect to this background image. If we jump into our preview here in this other tab, we can take a look at exactly the look we're going to be creating. We can see that FX background patterns widget is creating that nice subtle layer of depth behind the hero section of the site. Let's jump back into the builder here and get started. First, let's go ahead and grab that widget from the widgets panel. Let's grab it, drag it, and drop it right into this row. Now it's important to note that this black placeholder for the widget will not be visible on the live published site. It will only be visible on the preview site and within the builder itself. So let's go ahead and jump into the widgets option panel here and take a look at how to set this up. Here in the content panel, there are a number of options. Starting from the top and working our way down, we have the Apply To option. This dropdown provides multiple options for how you choose to apply the effect. There are quite a few options available here, and most of which are pretty self-explanatory, but for this example, we'll leave this on current row. However, there are two options I did want to mention specifically. The first one being this entire page option. This applies the effect to the background of the entire page. In this case, the widget may be placed anywhere on the page except the header or footer. Placing the widget in the header or footer and applying the entire page Apply To option will result in the effect being applied to every page of the site. Also, we have the Custom CSS Selectors option. This is an advanced option that allows you to target elements using their CSS class or ID. This is useful for when trying to apply the effect to the background of things where a widget cannot be placed, such as a gallery or a slideshow. For a more in-depth understanding and explanation of what each of these settings does and how to set up the custom CSS selector option, I definitely recommend you take a look at our excellent training doc available for this widget. So we'll select current row and continue moving down. Below that, we have our pattern type. This dropdown allows you to select the type of pattern the widget will display. There are 12 types available, and for this example, we'll want to select the cross dots option. Following that, we have the pattern size. This is where you'll set the size of the pattern, and for this example, we'll want to set this to extra large. Perfect. And that's all for the content tab. Let's go ahead and jump into the design tab and take a look at how to style this widget. Here in the design tab, we have two options. The first being the background color. This sets the background color behind the pattern. And for this example, we'll want to set this to be transparent with no color. So we'll come in here and we'll select the transparent option. Also, I just wanted to mention that if you have a row or column with a background image applied and you want to add the background patterns as an overlay on top of that background image, then you'll simply set the background color of the background patterns widget to be transparent. That'll allow the pattern to sit on top of that background image. Following that, we have the pattern color. And for this example, we'll want to set the pattern's color to be a dark gray. Perfect. So now we can grab our preview URL. And right here at the top of the page, we see our FX background pattern widget is looking great. And it adds a nice subtle background pattern, which really adds quite a bit of layer and depth to this otherwise flat background. And once again, it's important to note that this black placeholder for the widget will not be visible on the live published site. It'll only be visible on the preview site and within the builder itself. Also, be sure to check out our FX widget sections available in the sections panel for an ever-growing list of pre-styled and ready-to-use sections featuring many of our FX widgets. And that is it for the FX background patterns widget. As you can see, it's a very simple widget, but one that can be used to add additional depth to any site. That being said, my name is Norma Durkee, and you've been rocking with the best website builder platform on the planet, wocode.com. And until next time, and as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to support. We're always here to help.